bit late in the day I'm getting the camera out on this day, but I'll show you this, guys. We have light. We have light. We have darkness. We have light. My uncle's bin. Everything, my double socket is now wired up. As you can see, the light is on. Both air pumps, so the EA one, which is going to run the Nexus, is plugged in. Obviously that's not switched on because that isn't plumbed in yet. And my Superfish one, I've now finally got out that box, and now that is plugged in. And like I said before, the reason I've done that, if anything trips on these, at least air is still being pumped into the pond. Now, so this shelf is now redundant because the idea was my EA one, which is going to run the Nexus, was going to go there, but this pipe wouldn't fit. So I can still do that, obviously, but you have to get an extension for the pipe, so the pipe can then run across there. So I can do that, but not yet. So at the minute I've just put them both on this shelf. As you can see, I thought I had quite a big one with the Superfish one, not compared to the EA, but that's powerful enough to run my pond. I get plenty of air. I mean, the air stones will need replaced. I always replace the air stones every year anyway. They do get sort of a lot of algae sort of growing around them. It's good if we're topping up, actually, I've just noticed. So I get plenty of air, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to run another 2 along this side. Again, that'll be next summer. The Nexus is going to come out where that sort of plant pot is. That's why I put that plant pot there, to sort of roughly guess where the Nexus pipe's going to come. And obviously, come next summer as well, this is all going to be redundant. I won't need the green box filter. I'm only going to keep that running while the Nexus matures. I also thought actually putting some air down this side, but it means running sort of pipe along. I don't know how I'd do that. I don't really want it sort of trying to be weighed down by rocks or anything, so if you've got any hints, comment below. I can get some air stones to sort of come round and get some down this side, or come that way. Comment down below where I could do that. So now my electrics is all in place. I have wired up this UV. Obviously it's not on at the minute, I just need to get some labels on. I'm going to put some labels on there actually, so I know which air pump is which. So as you can see, if I do switch that on, it goes purple, so I know that's working, which is good. Right, so what I need to do now, I've also bought some expanding foam which I can fill the hole in down there where the waste pipe comes out of, because I did the old too big. So once that's done, tomorrow's job, I think now, I could probably get it plumbed in. So I need to sort out the return pipe, get it out. Should we get it plumbed in tomorrow, guys? Should we get it plumbed in? Do we do it on this video, or should we do it on a separate video so I can name it Nexus Finally Plumbed In? I'll see how much is on this video first, eh? But that is the plan. I'm just trying to think what else I need to be doing in here now. I've just gone round with a silicone gun on the outside, any gaps I've seen, any holes I've had. Plus at the gauge where the cable comes out of. I've just gone down the side of there, just plugged a few gaps with some silicone. I'm getting it all over me, as you do. I'm just trying to work out what else now there is to do actually in here before I do actually plumb this in. Can't plumb it in yet till I've done the foam, because I'm going to need to move the filter out of the way. So tonight's job, before it gets too dark, I think I'm going to do that now. Just plug that gap in so that can dry for tomorrow. Move this into the actual position I want it. I'm still not going to glue anything together yet, because I want to run it, see if I got any leaks, see if there's any issues. If it's fine, then I can glue the pipe work. Okay, that's the idea. But I'm loving it now. I've got some light in it. This light is brilliant. So it'd be great over the winter if I've ever got to come to the filter. I'll have to get one of those little alarms, so if anyone does break in, it goes wee wee wee. Speaking of security, my plan is to get a camera rigged up, ideally into this corner on that post, so it will bring all this. Obviously it's not going to view anything there, so I could get two, keep one there and have one in this corner, so that will also keep an eye on that episode, I suppose. Yeah, I might have to do that. Maybe put one up there. Just thinking if I put one up there, depending on how much it takes width wise, will it take all of them? I'm not sure. Need to look into that. Again, comment down below, recommend some camera equipment for me that you've got on your ponds or your filter houses. That'd be great. Right, I was going to clean that box filter out, but it is ticking on and it's starting to get dark and I need to do that foam. So I might just do the foam first and I can do this tomorrow morning before we start the plumbing. I've also been thinking about changing my winter covers as well. I've obviously been watching you at Eden Coy, so Mr. Eden Coy, been watching you yourself. Obviously you bought some polycarbonated sheets. That is my plan, get rid of the bubble wrap ones. When I sit down tonight actually, I'm going to get on Google and start Googling prices and stuff like that, what thickness to get. I think 25mm, I know you went for 10mm. Well, I'm thinking maybe a 25mm polycarbonated sheets. I know they're a bit more expensive, but we'll see. Everything's dead expensive nowadays, guys, I tell you. It does my head in. Right, I need to pack some of these empty boxes away. I've got the wife helping me, guys. She's come to do some painting because obviously we're making all this lovely. We need to spruce up the pergola. It's covered in algae, it went green. Even my daughter's come to help as well. But I hate painting, I absolutely hate it. But the missus loves it, so she's painting it for me. It's really sort of
trellis, though, I'll admit that.
made it look brand new again. You are?
I don't like painting trellis though, this is a pain in the jacksy.
Yeah, you're painting my light. Here, look.
Shut up,
What are you doing, woman?
Trying my best not to, Daniel, but some of them are stuck in so I can't move them.
Blooming heck.
Let's start with
One job. One job.
Paint it yourself, Doc.
Right, so guys, can't really see it, there we go, focusing. The air pump, the vari pump is now in. Obviously it's off at the minute. I've already set it to 50%. I'm going to try 50% first, so at least it's halfway, so if I do need to up it or not, but we'll see. So that's installed, that's wired in. We've just obviously got to pin the wires now to the plywood, but it is wired in now to the switch box. Right, so here's my pump. So now I need to go put it in position, get some pipe on, and then we need to work out where we're going to go through for the inlet, because I've still not 100% decided whether to come in this side in there and then out straight into the inlet of the Nexus, or I'm better off going through that side and then come out here of the UV into the Nexus. Obviously then that's more pipe to get around, I suppose. That might be a bit more awkward. It's getting late again, guys, so the Flexi is in from the UV to the inlet, and I've got pressure pipe, if you can just see, which is now going to come in from the pump. So it comes in there through the wall of the filter house, through the pressure pipe, in the connector that goes into the UV. It's too tight to do Flexi, so this is more ideal. Nothing's glued in place yet. So then it comes out the filter house. That's the Flexi pipe, which then goes to my pump. At the minute I do need to cut this down, it's far too long, it's like a bloody anaconda at the minute going through the pond. But I need it just to follow sort of the plant shelf around to the pump, which then be on the other side, so I definitely need to go and cut some off. This has been the most fiddliest thing ever. But at least my Flex is now connected onto the pressure pipe, which goes through the wall of the filter house, and everything is now connected in place in terms of the UV and then to the inlet of the Nexus. All I've got to do now is sort out the pressure pipe. I know I said I was going to do it today, but it might have to be tomorrow now to then sort the pipe out for the return, and then we can switch the bloody thing on. She's all painted, looks brand new. The wife's done a good job and she's putting me
Not all painted, I'll have
planks back up.
Someone ain't got really paint that I can use over the pond.
Yeah, because we haven't done the inner bits. there's a site I went on a few years ago. You can get fish friendly paint. So if anything does drop into the water, or when rain runs off it, and obviously it's running into the water, it's friendly for the fish. But I can't remember the site I got it off. So if this video's up and I still haven't done it, comment down below where you get it from. I've the one in the shed.
Oh, I've got them in order.
I know where they go. Algarve goes there, Mallorca goes there. Yeah, so we need to search for this fish friendly. It was not cheap, I remember that. It wasn't cheap, but then at least we can get some covers across the pond, and then we can just get all the inside done as well. I think my wind sharp's seen better days. Look at the algae on that.
Just paint it.
I can't paint it because then rainwater runs off it, and then
you get the fish friendly paint.
Oh yeah. I did a trial run, but I did the trial run without gluing anything in, and water was pissing out from every single joint. I've now glued everything in, so I'm just waiting for that to dry. So I'm not sure if that's why it was leaking. Tighten more the Jubilee clips. It wasn't coming out here, which was fine, so I think it is just where the joints wasn't glued, to be honest with you. So I can give that a try run later on. So what I'm going to do in the meantime, I'm just going to line my outlet up. I've done the circle of where I'm going to drill, and now I'm going to drill my hole through there. Right, giving it a trial run. So this is the outlet coming out of the filter house. At the minute I've just got the pump on 45%. I haven't got any of the biological media in yet. I'm just going to see how things are going. So it's not bad flow coming out the outlets. Now the only problem we've got, I've still got an odd drip. It was coming out on, where was it? Where the Jubilee clip is, but just by tightening that up, that has helped. It's not coming out this one. Where it's coming out now, where the blue tap is on the inlet, behind the screw on wheel, it's now coming out of there. And it's also coming out, if you see the elbow, if I can just get the camera at the right angle, the elbow here for the UV, just above the UV is the bit that screws in. It's also coming out of there, although I'm not sure if PTFE tape has solved that. So I need to solve that one, because that one's the worst. It's really dripping out of there. I can't get that wheel any tighter, so I don't know what else to do other than get some aqua sealant behind it. But obviously you need to be able to screw that wheel off if you ever come to undo it, because that isn't glued together. The good news is the bits where I have glued that isn't coming out of, it's not coming out of here, so that's fine. It's not coming out of here, so they're all fine. It's just that one there, but it might be because of the angle. Obviously that's pushed in a bit, so I don't know if just to undo that and just try and push it a bit more. Luckily nothing's coming out of there, but it goes through the wall. But yeah, giving it the trial run. So as you can see, it's coming in, it's filling up the inner chamber. I've not got the biological bit in yet because we're just giving it a test run, and it's coming down the outlet quite alright, and I'm running it at the minute at 45% on the vari pump. Once I've got the media in and stopped all the leaks, then we can sort of work out what percentage best to use. But nothing's overflowing. We've just got to sort out, that's the main leak. If I can get that one done, just don't know what to do. Right, so what I'm going to do now, before I do add the K1 media, I'm going to do a water test, because then I can jot down what all my parameters are, and then obviously I can keep an eye on it. So in a couple of days time I'll test it again and see if it's any different to what it was before the K1 went in. Like I said, my old filter I'm going to keep running for about 6 weeks, so it's going to run alongside it just while this matures. It might take a bit longer to mature, but because now obviously everything is slowing down, the fish aren't going to produce as much waste as they were. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it. But obviously I don't want anything happening to these fish. So we're going to go and do I'm going to do a quick water test now. This is the test I use, so it's the Colombo. So I'm going to test now for the ammonia, nitrites, etc. So we'll get all that done. So what I do myself a little form here. So I've already written down the date, temperature, nitrite, ammonia, nitrate, pH, KH. I also need to jot down the general hardiness as well. Let's get my test tubes ready, because I always use the same bottle for nitrites, ammonia, try not to mix them. Things like your KH and that isn't so much of an issue, but your nitrites, ammonia, nitrates and my pH I keep in the same bottles. Right, it's another late one, guys. It's got dark again. I've now got the pond. Sorry, I've now got the pump. I'm going to try it at 50%. So we're going to see how we go at 50%. The K1 is in. My God, I thought 50 litres wasn't enough, but I suppose it's still got a sink here. It's all floating to the top. I've just put in my pond bomb. I have got some pond balls as well to do at a later date. So I'm going to see how we go with the pond bomb. Okay, so that is all in. Although it doesn't seem to be bubbling like a 40 would, but you tell me, is that because it's floating? So until it starts dropping? I know some people have said they've dropped a couple of air stones in, so I do have 2 more pipes free on that pump that runs the pond. So I could put some air stones in if need be. I've got a disc as well I could put in. But we'll see how it goes. We'll let obviously it's floating at the minute, so if it starts dropping, then we'll have a look at it then. The flow down the overflow doesn't seem to be going too fast. But obviously, well, the advantages of having a vari pump, if that does go too fast, you can change it. The static is obviously all in there. Hopefully that'll change colour soon. And fingers crossed, you can't really see now because it's dark, but I may have solved the leak situation. I've had to put a bit of aquamate on, which is some aqua sealant, just at the top of the elbow. So again, we'll just have to just monitor it. Nothing's coming out of here now, which it was, which is good. So we've got plenty of flow now going into the pond. Hopefully the fish will be happy. To be fair, they love going under it. It's a bit of a waterfall for them, they love it. So yeah, I'm going to leave this now overnight. There's not much I can do tomorrow. We're taking the kids out tomorrow, so now my nitrates is very, very high, which is I'm not sure why, because I've got plenty of plants in the pond, which helps, and I don't really get algae blooms, so I can't understand why my nitrates is high. So again, comment down below why would you think my nitrates is high. But at least the 2 toxic ones are low. Obviously now I wanted to do that before we put the media into the Nexus, so I might not get a chance to do it tomorrow, but probably the next day I'm going to do another water test and just see how we're getting on now that the Nexus is up and running, and then we can sort of worry about having to do water change. Well, I'm going to have to do water change, and I'll do water change in a few days time, but in the meantime we'll keep it here, so we'll keep testing the water and then we'll sort of take it from there. I'm absolutely buzzing because this has been a long time coming. I think it was June when I actually got the filter, and it was late July, which you've seen on all the videos, when we started building for the filter house. For those that for those that don't know, originally I was going to go for a Cottony Coin multi-bay filter. So I was always intending to build a filter house for that filter. Obviously it wasn't going to be as big. It was going to be a bit like sort of a box around it with a lid. I wanted to be able to get into it. That wasn't the original plan. So the company I went and got the multi-bay filter from, they says Cottony Coin, they're not really interested in hurrying up and making it, because they had to make one for me because they didn't have one in stock. So I had to wait until September. I bet this is June at the time. I was like, oh, that's no good to me. So they offered me the Nexus 220 at the same price. So I went and did my research. I didn't know anything about Nexus filters, to be fair. Did my research, watched you guys on YouTube, went on forums, and I thought, right, okay, brilliant, this is what I'm going to go. I'm going to go down the Nexus route. So the Nexus came, and I thought, right, okay, the filter house I had planned now needs to be a lot bigger. In terms of where it was going in the garden, I had a massive plant bed in its place, so we cut the plant bed in half. Obviously did all my measurements. I did a little template which much. No, I've got rid now. I did have a template down there of the Nexus. So we got rid of the plant, well, half of the plant bed, and then we started planning for the filter house. So yeah, it's a lot bigger than was originally planned, but I'm over the moon. It's been a long time coming. It's took a lot of graft, a lot of weekends. The nights are drawing in. The fish should be now getting dormant soon. It's very cold for them, but I've probably got it in at the right time. It's not too cold, it's not depths of winter yet. But it should be good for the filter maturing, to be fair, because the fish are cutting down with their waste. There's not going to be too much waste. There's the cat, guys, sorry. What are you meowing for? So they're not producing that enough weight. I've already started cutting down the feeding regime, so that's really cut down now. So gradually we can get this filter matured. Like I said, I've put in that pond bomb, and I do have some of these pure pond balls as well. So every couple of days I might just start adding a few of these in as well. You can't overdose your pond with these pure pond things, pure pond balls. So, but again, it's just keeping an eye on it, on the nitrite levels and the ammonia levels. If I think they're spiking a bit, and then I can add a few more in, as well as the water changes. And obviously I've now got my dechlorinator as well for the water changes. So you keep adding liquid, which I probably have to keep buying quite a lot at the minute, and how many water changes I've got to do. So yeah, I'm buzzing. So guys, thanks for coming along on this journey with me. Finally got there in the end. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It definitely helps my channel out. Please give the video a thumbs up as well. A lot of people watch videos but they never give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel, it really helps the algorithm. So please give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't like it, give it a dislike. It still helps the algorithm. It's up to you. But make sure you stick around. There's plenty more I've got planned for this channel. I want to keep it going, I want to keep it growing. I want to get as big as James the Koi Whisperer. Coming after you, buddy. No, you're a legend, to be fair. So yeah, and I'll see you next time for another video of Sharpey's Pond World. Bye guys.